would put Michigan State number 4. I'd put them ahead of Ohio State. I'd put them ahead of Oklahoma because they have a better resume. The victory they had over number 6 Michigan this past weekend at home is a better win than anything Oklahoma's put on tape, anything that Ohio State's put on tape. Not just that, Ohio State obviously has the one loss. Michigan State's undefeated. And even though Oklahoma is undefeated, Oklahoma really hasn't really played that well. They haven't really convincingly kind of showed you that they are by far one of the best teams in the country. Well, Michigan State, they have taken care of business. They've had a few close calls, yes. But they beat Michigan. They dominated Miami on the road a few weeks ago. I get it. Look, Miami is really not a team you're at home about, but that's a game where coming into the year, early on, we still don't really know what Michigan State is, what Miami is. They won that game handily. They won that game convincingly. Impressive by Mel Tucker to take care of business and beat an inferior team. Kenneth Walker's been a tremendous addition to this offense. Second in the nation with 1,100, just short of 1,200 rushing yards. The offense is explosive through the air, through the ground. Mel Tucker has really got this team humming so far, even defensively. They're leaky at times, absolutely, but they make the big plays in the red zone and at the end of the game to win games, to close out ball games. Michigan State, to me, absolutely should be the number 4 team in the country. So the committee's rankings for the real college football playoff rankings come out tomorrow. This is my rankings, but this also should be how the rankings were revealed tomorrow. 1 Georgia, 2 Cincinnati, 3 Alabama, 4 Michigan State. The next 2, because they always love doing the next 2. I would put Oklahoma at number 5. They're undefeated, 9-0. Or 9-0. What are I talking about? They haven't played that many games. But yeah, 9-0. Excuse me. And they've been a different team so far with Caleb Williams at quarterback compared to Spencer Rattler. But even with that said, even though they made the quarterback change most recently, a few weeks ago, they still haven't been able to dominate a soft schedule, and they don't really have a great resume. That's why I have Michigan State ahead of them. Michigan State has a better resume, and they played better, crisper football. Where Oklahoma, again, the big statement win for them was Texas. Well, Texas hasn't won a game in a month. They've lost now 3 straight games. And even, they have that, that game against Texas when they make the move to Caleb Williams and they score a ton of points. They beat TCU, and they're still, again, undefeated. They have had close games with teams like Nebraska, West Virginia, Tulane, Kansas, Kansas State. Now, I get most of those came with Spencer Rattler at quarterback, and the only real close game was Kansas when Caleb Williams was quarterback for Oklahoma last week. But you cannot play that many close games against inferior competition. You didn't lose any and expect to get rewarded for that. You get rewarded for playing tough competition, playing well, and beating good teams. Michigan State has done that. Oklahoma has not. I would put them at number 5 because they're 9-0, but they haven't really done a ton to impress you so far against less than ideal competition. Now, they still have some challenging games against Baylor coming up, against Oklahoma State coming up. So they have a chance to pad their resume, and I think they will be a top 4 team by the time the season is said and done with. But right now, they, to me, are not a top 4 team. They haven't played well enough football for a consistent enough stretch to get that job done. Even though they did make a quarterback change and they have looked like a different team, they still are not there yet in terms of clicking on all cylinders. So that's why I would have them at number 5. And number 6, I would put Oregon. That's right. Oregon should be over Ohio State because you have to get rewarded for playing teams and winning games. If that's not the case, why are we even playing the game? If we're going to put Ohio State over Oregon, why do we even bother playing the games? We might as well just put the recruiting rankings out there. Oh, this team's going to be good. This team's good. And we won't even play the regular season. We'll just pick on paper who has the best 4 teams, put them in the playoff. The AP poll loves Ohio State over Oregon. That should not be the case. Someone's got to explain to me why that is. Oregon beat Ohio State on the road. I don't care that a few weeks later, Oregon lost a worse game of fuel on the road to Stanford. They're both 7-1, but the Ducks should have the trump card because guess what? They beat Ohio State. You can't reward Ohio State. You can't reward the Buckeyes and have them ahead of Oregon because they were able to dominate teams like Indiana, Maryland, and Rutgers. Congratulations. You beat some of the bad teams in the Big Ten. Congrats.